So today we are gonna be ranking all the areas in Resident Evil 9 Requiem, from worst to best. I will be ranking the areas based on the gameplay, such as the puzzles, exploration, action, and overall vibes. And I'll be warning you before, this video contains spoilers from the game. So if you don't want to get spoiled, then don't watch the video. Let's start the ranking. At number 10, we have the Wrenwood Hotel and Elbridge. And I'm counting them as one because both of these are relatively small areas and close to each other. This is basically the worst area of the game. But to be fair, it's the first area and it mainly serves the purpose of introducing the player to the game and the story. There's nothing to do here other than just walk and watch the cutscenes. During the Elbridge part, you kill a couple of zombies and there's a very small fight/chase with the police officer in the hotel, but apart from that, there's just nothing to do. I know that the purpose of this part is to establish the plot and start things off, but yeah, someone has to go last, so I rank this at the last place. Next, at number 9, we have the orphanage. Now, some people might think that this section is way too small to be considered as its own area. It has what, like 10 minutes of gameplay? But I think the reason why I made this a separate section was because how different it is from the rest of the game. So, this is not a good area. It's not fun to play. You cannot kill or hurt anyone. All you have to do is run or hide. And there are a few sections where you have to stay still and wait. It's not even that relevant to the story. The girl we play doesn't even have any connection to Grace or the plot. She is just a random girl from that orphanage, and maybe it is fine in the first playthrough, but if you play the game more than once, then on your repeated playthroughs, it's just a pain in the ass. But the good thing is, this section is quick to complete. Now, at number 8, we have the Cave Before Ark. This part is basically just a glorified walking sim, except you have to kill a few plants here and there in between. The boss at the end of this area isn't special too. It's just very easy to deal with it. There's nothing memorable about it or this area. It just feels like a drag. Everything here is forgettable. The sole purpose of this area is to make sure Ark entrance isn't somewhere down the street, but at some concealed location, some underground area. Like I said, the orphanage was a walking sim, and this area is just a glorified walking sim, like its evolution. With just slightly more gameplay and a mid-boss at the end. At number 7, we have the Raccoon City East area. This area, it's mid at best, like it's too long and there is nothing here that stands out. The area itself feels like just another apocalyptic city that has zombies and stuff. You fight a bunch of bosses, but again, these bosses are not something special. A big spider, another blister bone that you already fought at the chapel, a couple of chainsaw zombies. This area is too long for its own good. It definitely overstates its welcome. If I had to describe this area in one word, it would be tedious. And in the end, there's this bike chase scene with dogs and Victor, which I'm personally not the biggest fan of. But the reason why this area is higher than the previous ones is because here at least there's something to do. All the other areas before were basically walking sims, but here you at least get to shoot things and play the game. That is why I placed this above the previous areas. Here at number 6, we have the Raccoon City Center, or basically the police station. Now, this whole place is just a big nostalgia bait, but if you think nostalgia is the only thing that can make an area good, then you are dead wrong. The area is shorter than the Raccoon City East area, which is a good thing, but you don't have any enemies here. I probably saw 1 or 2 zombies in the police station and a few in the garage after the police station. There is literally nothing to do here, but the boss here is cool even though he is just a Mr. X clone, which is again a nostalgia bait. Like the devs are saying, hey, look, we got the place from the previous game and the boss from the previous game as well. Rejoice! But I still like the chase and the fight with the boss here. At least you won't forget the boss, unlike Raccoon City East bosses, which are very easily forgettable. So the chase and the boss fight brings this higher than the areas listed before. And the fact that it's short and doesn't overstay its welcome is also a good thing. Next, at number 5, we have the Care Center Courtyard. I'm counting the outside of the Care Center till Chapel as this area. This area has some cool parts. The initial part with Grace in that underground secret lab was good, exploration wise. When I was playing, I felt intrigued, wanted to explore the area and know more about it. The sniping scene where you snipe all the zombies to protect Grace and Emily was also good. It was a good experience. Then there's the Blisterbone fight in the chapel. I'll be honest, I don't like Blisterbone fights. Not because I'm saying it's hard, but it's just annoying. But still, the fight was not too bad. Overall, this was a pretty solid section, but some of the other areas are better. Now, at number 4, we have the water treatment plant. I'll be honest, the courtyard and this are pretty much interchangeable. Like, they are pretty similar in terms of fun. The water treatment plant is pretty straightforward though. There's no exploration, splitting of paths or whatever, but it has a cool boss fight. The girl. The girl is probably top 3 bosses in this game. Like, I'll probably remember this boss when I think about Resident Evil Requiem in the future. You have to basically expose the boss to light. To do that, you must restore the power in the plant. You must pull 3 levers in the plant while the girl chases you. I mean, it's a classic formula repeated many times, but still, it's done nicely. This section is small but good. I don't care if areas are too small, but as long as they are enjoyable. Like, imagine, who knows, if this fight in the water treatment plant was prolonged, maybe I wouldn't like it as much. Overall, this area is short, simple, and sweet. Moving on to number 3, we have the Care Center basement. I really like this area because you have to solve the puzzle here while the girl chases you. I know, it sounds like the water treatment plant, but it's better. There is more exploration here, the area is very strange, and when I was playing, I was curious and intrigued by the area. Like, there are cells everywhere, and I was thinking, why is this under the care center? There was a part where zombies were hanging and moving with the conveyor line, and the processing room with the meat grinder section. All of it invoked curiosity and made me think about the area more. This area was great to play. All of this while the boss chases you. It was really fun. There is this constant tension that the girl is going to catch you and you never know where she comes from. I really liked it all. The level design, aesthetics, puzzle, the enemies, everything. Hence, it's at number 3. Next, at number 2, we have the art laboratory. This area on the surface seems like just another lab, and it is to some extent, but still, the gameplay was fun in my opinion. You fight against humans here, which is different from the rest of the game, and also lickers, which are stronger than the normal zombies. They are more aggressive, they don't have eyes, so that's a cool thing to play around with. Like, we have to sneak around and make sure you don't make any sound, otherwise they'll just come chasing you. The boss fights here were cool as well. The boss fight with the commander was cool. It was a 1v1 melee fight. The Grace part was very fun. Sneaking around the lab full of flickers and the white zombies, getting the 2 orbs, it was fun. I like the Grace parts more than Leon's in this game. The final boss fight was okay, it was basically Nemesis. Overall, I like this area. It felt somewhat long, but it's the finale, so makes sense for it to be relatively longer. Overall, if an area has both Grace and Leon's gameplay, then there's a high chance that the area is going to be a good one. Finally, at number 1 is the Rhodes Hill Chronic Care Center, or in simple, Care Center. This was the best area of the game for me. It was mostly Grace's gameplay here, which I prefer to be honest, because when you play Leon, everything feels easy. I feel overpowered as Leon, but as Grace it feels like I'm trying to survive, scramble through the place and gather whatever resources that I have and just try to make it. So it feels very, I don't know how to say, maybe more tense, but yeah, this area is the best in the game because every section here is executed perfectly, and I feel like if I remember Resident Evil Requiem, then this care center is the first thing to pop up in my mind. The west wing, the east wing, the different floors, garage, everything was just perfect. You have these enemies which are very memorable, the chef, the singing zombies in both the east and west wing, the fat zombie chunk, and all the zombies had their quirks or characteristics, like the blind zombie who doesn't like noise. The area had very good puzzles as well. The 3 quads, sun, moon and stars, unlocking areas by getting the different level wristbands, melting the lock using the corrosive on the east wing quads machine, putting the organs inside the zombies. All these puzzles were really fun and interesting, and you unlock the areas slowly, one by one. Some may be locked with keycards, some with different level of wristbands. Overall, this area had so much variety in terms of everything. Puzzles, exploration, enemies, very good level design. Overall, the first half of the game marks the second half of the game. This area was long, but I enjoyed every second of it. This is easily the best area of Resident Evil Requiem. You guys can share your opinion in the comment section. If you liked the video, then don't forget to press the like button, and I would really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys soon.